So, ever since we moved into this house a few years ago, I've had issues with the lighting. So, what I decided to do was go upstairs, rummage through the closet, and I found this old light bulb from a lamp. So, here's a picture of the old lighting. It's really orange and kind of dull. Here's a picture of the new lighting. It's brighter and it feels just a little bit more natural in here. So here's a shot of me playing the drums. Keep in mind that the curtain is all the way open too, so that makes the lighting feel a lot more natural and brighter. So if you've been following the channel for the past month or so, you'll know that I've been doing a couple projects over on this workbench. And I had this pad thing down, but it just had this weird like foam thing on the end of it. And I guess it's like an armrest or something, but it was really uncomfortable and annoying, so I just went out in the garage, found this old sewing mat, and slapped that down. Oh yeah, I also got a lamp. A few months ago, editor Brad decided it would be cool to do a little trade. It's actually my idea, but he decided I'd trade an amp for these bass drum pedals, and we'd trade them back if I ever got my own pedals. And as you guess, we haven't done that yet. But what I'm doing is changing the beaters, because the beaters are really heavy. So I just put these screwdrivers in there. They're the same size, both of them are the same size, so hey, they work. And they're a lot lighter, so I can play a lot faster and more precisely. A few weeks ago, I broke my snare head and I put it on my bass drum and just put a little band-aid over it. But that didn't feel quite as real, the tension wasn't evenly distributed, and it just felt really weird to play on. So what I decided to do was I asked my aunt for a new drum head, and she sent over a Remo Silent Stroke. So one thing I will say about this is a single ply head, and it's really easy to cut through this head when you're playing, or if you play too hard. Don't ask me how I know. Just be careful with it. I wouldn't recommend using it as your snare pad. I would recommend using a 2-ply head. That's what the bass drum and toms are on this drum set. Basically all I did here was I put the head from the snare on the bass drum and then put the silent stroke on the snare, and I got rid of the old drum head.
This guy moaned at least this loud.
So I saw somewhere online that you can put foam inside your electric drums to make them feel a little bit more realistic. And while I was at it, I also took the electronics out and made them center mounted because I get a lot better triggering. I decided to just cut out a piece of cardboard and mount it on these already existing mounting holes, which is convenient. And yeah, I just kind of screwed the cardboard on there, and then I backed one of the screws out and screwed on the trigger. And then what you'll see me do in a second here is I'll put foam around it, like I said, and then I'll put sponge on top of where the trigger is. This just makes it so that the trigger is connected to something that's also touching the head, and it just makes it have a more responsive triggering. Now you can see on the head here, it's a little bit bent upward from the sponge, but that went away when I tightened it a little bit more, so there's that. And now that I think about it, I'm finished.